The sadhana is essentially towards using your emotional intelligence. When we say emotional intelligence, today it's being identified in the world. For a long time, we thought intelligence means just IQ. IQ means I stand in the queue. That means always behind somebody. This is the nature of the intellect. Intellect is always trying to imitate and be one-up. Wanting to be better than somebody is also an imitation of somebody, isn't it? Essentially, we are trying to do a little better than the monkeys. That's evolution. The nature of the intellect is, right now the way it is for most human beings, it is a useless instrument unless there is a bank of information. There is no information. Most people do not know how to use their intellect. Only with information they can use their intellect. This is not the nature of emotional intelligence. It doesn't need any information. It can just embrace everything and know it. It can feel its way through life. It need not stand in a queue. It need not stand behind somebody. It need not try to be better than somebody. It's simply a way of being involved with life, knowing life by involvement, not by dissection. This is the difference between intellect and emotion. Intellect tries to know everything by cutting it open, by dissection. Emotion knows things by embrace, by inclusion. So the sadhana is essentially to heighten your emotional intelligence, because it's so much of an easier way of doing things. If you want to dissect the ultimate, if you want to dissect the divine, that's not a good thing and you won't get anywhere with it. The best way is to embrace. When you embrace somebody, you're also allowing yourself to be embraced. Otherwise it'll not happen. Only I will embrace you. You cannot embrace me. It doesn't work like that. When I embrace, I am also embraced. So this is a way of embracing the divine rather than dissecting the divine. So the sadhana is essentially about this. Devotion means just that. Devotion is not about dissecting the divine, it's about dancing with the divine, becoming one with it. Essentially, to heighten your emotional intelligence so that your ability to live well is not dependent upon being better than somebody. Your ability to live well is by your own innate nature, not because you're better than somebody. You don't have to prove that you're better than somebody. You don't even have to try to be better than somebody. This is emotional intelligence. There is no hierarchy in this. Once intellect enters this, if you say love, who loves most? There is no such thing. Do I love Dhyanalinga more or you love Dhyanalinga more? Nobody can decide this. Never ever can anybody wait and say, okay, this person loves more than the other person. There is no such thing. Quantities do not apply to emotional intelligence. When quantities do not apply, the high and low disappear, big and small disappear. Life becomes as it is. So, if your intellect follows the emotion, then there would be no conflict, there would be sweetness in the world, there would be wonderful situations in the world. So the sadhana is essentially oriented towards that. It's a simple structure, but if you give yourself, it does miraculous things to you.
अपर्णा उमा पार्वती काली
A lot of people cannot understand that something so simple can do something like this to a human being.
When we say that somebody is intelligent, what does it really mean? What are we really trying to say when we call somebody intelligent? When we are calling somebody intelligent, what we mean is that he or she has high intellectual capacity, that he or she has high cognitive ability. We have equated intelligence with our powers of thinking. Thinking is good. There is nothing wrong in it. In fact, it's a blessing. It's a benediction because it's thoughts only that differentiates us from all other creatures. But look around and you will realize that thinking is no more a benediction. It is no more a blessing. Though science and technology has brought us so much comfort and convenience, but at what price? The war in Ukraine, the COVID-19 pandemic, what do they show? What do they prove? They clearly prove that human mind has gone really insane. And if something is not done to curb this insanity, then who knows what more monstrous acts it will commit in the future and make people go through untold suffering again. This is what you see in the external world. But if you have a look within yourself, you will see the same chaos that you see in the external world. The worry, the anxiety, the anger, the depression. What does it all show? It shows that something is wrong with the way you are leading your life. The mind, which was supposed to be our servant, it has actually become our master. The mind, which was supposed to be in the service of the divine, is actually serving the devil. So you see, this is what your intelligent mind has done to you and the world. What is really the cause of this chaos that we all are in? It is the lack of spiritual intelligence which has brought us in this pathetic condition. Up until now, we have talked a lot about IQ, but we must now start giving importance to ask you the spiritual questions. So until we bring this spiritual intelligence in our lives, we cannot really hope to bring peace and balance in our lives and in the world as well. So how to bring this spiritual intelligence in our lives? That is what is the purpose of spiritual practices. That is what is the purpose of meditation. We must inculcate this habit of meditation in our lives. That alone can bring this peace and harmony within us that we all are deeply craving. Try to bring consciousness in your daily activities. Whatever you have been doing in your lives, do that now with awareness. Do that now with consciousness. Let every action of yours be permeated with consciousness. Let every thought and every emotion of yours be filled with consciousness. When I say do everything consciously, what do I really mean? How would you know whether what you are doing that consciously or not? This is how you would know. When you do anything consciously, let's say you are watering your plants. Now, when you are watering your plants, you know that you are watering your plants. Generally, this doesn't happen. When you water your plants, you may be thinking about some other thing, maybe about your work or the people in your workplace, or about what your partner just said to you. So this is what goes on in your mind when you are trying to do a thing. This is unconscious living. Your mind must be where your body is. Just make a note of this and it will transform your life. Always remember this thing, that your mind must be where your body is. However unpleasant and unfavorable the situation may be, but remain present with the body. Let your mind dwell here and now. Just focus on the task at hand. Pour all your attention on what you are doing. This will bring a great harmony and balance in your life. With this harmony and balance, you will get in touch with the Supreme Intelligence, the intelligence which pervades the entire creation, the intelligence which exists in every pore of this unimaginably vast universe. And you yourself are a part of that divine intelligence. You are the divine ray of that blazing sun of Supreme Intelligence. But because of your strong identification with body and this insane mind, I would say, you just cannot experience it at all. So try to go beyond the insanity of this mind through your spiritual practices and recognize your divine conscious nature.